So, you guys want to make clouds? A cup of coffee here. I'm going to show you how to make clouds. Ready? You hear the nails popping? Here we go. 2 seconds of clouds. That was cloud number 1. That's how you make clouds when it's minus 30 degrees. Minus 31. With the wind chill factor, it is really cold, and it's not even, no, just regular water that's really warm. It's not even boiling. And watch the clouds, guys. Ready? Here we go. Instant cloud. Sorry for the sound. Obviously, it's very, very, very windy, and that's why it's minus 31 degrees. You got to mention the wind chill factor. People don't mention it. Hey, that's ice falling back down to the surface. Pretty cool, eh? Well, surface. Sorry, I'm used to talking about the moon. Well, the surface of Earth. They looked like little asteroids. In reality, just to show you that the glass itself did not even have time in a couple of seconds to fall to the ground without remaining liquid. So you can be sure when it's cold, it's not for nothing, it doesn't rain. Watch it go back into the cup. Now this is pretty cool, because when you think of it, I love showing this because it shows a good example. There it is back in the cup. Imagine if they did this on the moon, y'all, with chimneys and stacks all around to hide something. Come on, they can do it. I don't care what anybody says. They definitely can. This was in 2018. I'm going to give you an idea of how cold it is. There you go. You could hear my feet walking on the snow, how it's crunching. When it's cold, the snow crunches like that. It'd be hard sneaking up on an Eskimo in a Needlo when it's really cold. So here's the funny picture that I posted in the community quite a few hours ago, actually. So the ideal is, I was watching a research documentary in Antarctica, or in the Arctic, in the Arctic, and they were talking about being able to rip material from clothing. So I fast forwarded here. If you want to see the real-time video in real time, go to OVNI Quebec Astronomie in French, but I didn't want it to linger too long for those who already saw it. So now, after exactly 60 seconds, not even, I went back outside to get the rag. Nous avons notre... So the whole point is that it's so cold you can literally rip double-layered material. Here's the snow in 2018. And then listen, we're going to go see some explosions on the moon. This is an amazing video. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel, for the interest. I have a lot of amazing videos. We're going to go see large objects in 220 that hit the moon, and we're going to analyze them really close, really nice close up. And at the same time, we're going to go see a new explosion that I captured less than a month ago, or about a month ago, in a 2-minute clip footage of an explosion on the surface that I never even took time to look at the video. But there's an actual double explosion while you look at this ridiculous amount of snow. Look where I put the brush to clean the car. You're gonna laugh. I left it in the car. Anyways, off to the moon. So here's something really cool. Aristarchus is on the top left. You can see that blue spot. We're just analyzing. That's all we're doing. I often do it. I'm going to share it with you all. I'm just quite simply taking that. There's Aristarchus on top. I'm taking down the exposure, the light that is in the image. And all the colors you see on the moon are always natural. I don't add them, right? You saw the flickering lights. Okay, let's go over to the moon. Got this 4 weeks ago, y'all. Wasn't even going to look at it. You know, I always do. It takes me a while to look at little 2-minute clips. But let me show you something. This is the crescent moon. So now we're going to go see the crescent moon with the aperture and exposure, the ISO adjusted, etc., to be able to see the full moon. And we're going to go look at a double flash explosion. Love it. Always new details, and this explosion is an eccentric one. Big enough explosion. So you understand, we all grab our cameras and go outside, and we have these little 30-second or 2-minute clips, and this was one of them. That's the only view of the moon I had. So now let's see it, the same exact moon, but let's see it as a full moon. The first troll I ever got was pissed off because I showed the full moon and said I was a liar. The moon was not full. And then I explained to him, no, it's not full, but you could see that light. Nobody understood why there was a light on the moon. Imagine, it's a crescent moon. The black that you see is the only part of the moon that you can see, but as I've showed you before, with the stars close by, you can see the moon differently, but this is the aperture, quite simply, adjusted so that we can see the moon. Right, are you ready to go see the explosions? Let's do so. You're going to see why in 1 minute that I showed you the moon this way with the aperture adjusted and everything, so that we can see where the explosion was. Look carefully. It's going to be quick, and I'll slow it down later on, but I want you to see the natural flash. That was not slowed down. So that's the area. So we're talking about the Sea of Clouds. We're talking about right near Tycho. Because of Crisium being on top, the alignment is exactly there. So we're just off to the right of Tycho Crater, or maybe even to the left, but really close by. So now, there we are. I realized something really cool. We're looking at a double flash. So we're going to try to see it as clear as we can. Look again in the center. There you go. Boom. That's a first. That's a double flash. So, oh, look, they're even connected. So when I say connected, they're very, very close by. They are miles apart, actually. So whether it's an explosion on the surface or a flash from a double asteroid, 2 pieces of asteroids or meteors hitting the moon, let's do a magnification and just zoom up just enough for us to see that, wow, that's my first double flash, we're going to call it, on the moon. We'll do a little comparison real quick with the other explosions. I'm looking back in my footage at other explosions from years before. I've caught quite a few explosions on the moon actually so far. Alright, so I watched an experimentation video where they drove hammers in with the same cloth that I showed you, that the guy ripped it in half. He did a whole bunch of things with it. Anyways, it was cool. So, probably I'm the only one that's finding things cool. Am I becoming a nerd? So, that's an explosion on the moon. So that's pretty big. It's literally very, very big. And I was able to zoom up on it, and it's not even pixelated. So that's really awesome. Of course, NASA does this themselves, taking the time to bring the exposure down to see the smoke, obviously. It's not something new I'm going to teach NASA, all right? But they don't show that to the public. Here you can see with the exposure taken down, look at the smoke. Wow, there's smoke that remains on the surface. So let me tell you, that was one hell of a blast. And maybe that's exactly what it was. Could very well be a blast from the surface, right? Not necessarily something arriving. See the back? That was the crater. Back it up and check the crater's ridge at the back. This, well, quite simply, an explosion arriving, and you'll see 2 times that we see the crash. There's one, and right beside it, a second. So that means it hit, and it went like boom, 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 all across the surface. This one, haven't shown it that often. It was a while back, 219 or 220, I don't even know anymore. Actually, yeah, the end of 219, November, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look back, but either way, it's an amazing capture, absolutely incredible capture. Don't know if you know it, that's one heck of a large meteor or asteroid, or is it a UFO? Either way, it's huge. Concerning, either way, when you think of it. But yeah, that's an amazing capture. Now here's another one of the most incredible ones. Another most incredible one. I have many most incredible ones, but seriously. Look at that. Look at the light around this object. And as it's going to, as it's spiraling towards the moon, I'm analyzing each and every frame and look at it. The fire comes from the bottom of the object. The first bit of fire, you can see in the frame, next frame, hold on, there. See the fire on the bottom? And then it goes to the other end, but then, I don't know. I'm just talking about, you know, the details of what I saw. Here's the same thing. We're looking at it just further out because we want to look at the details. So this object is going to hit the moon and it's on fire. It catches on fire, and the moment it caught on fire, and again, I was just off of the moon with the telescope. If not, I would not have seen it. I definitely would not have seen it or captured it. Yeah. So this is not an explosion, right? You know what crater that is? Copernicus. That's right. Coming right out of the side of Copernicus. So that's right on the ledge. Can you imagine that? What is it? I don't know. But it's a light. But you see how it's not an explosion? Each light that I capture has a different characteristic, different details. And before we leave, we're going to take a look at those amazing structures. Yes, for those who haven't seen them, there's a double crater. A couple of areas that have double craters. This is in the Southern Highlands again. 2016, haven't hidden it whatsoever. We'll look at some more of that next video. Thanks, everyone. Oh, is disclosure coming? Oh yeah, it's coming soon.
Aliens on the moon, they must mine. They up there sitting down in that pontoon. They propped up and fighting, up in their belly party, but they coming here so soon. Yeah, aliens up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mining on the moon, yes they are up there. Doesn't matter 'cause disclosure's coming soon.